Today we are taking a look at the Athearn Ready to Roll Automax in Union Pacific and CSX. I bought these years ago not knowing that they were really out there much, and ended up just giving them to a friend. And now they're just impossible to find prior to this release, so I was made sure to order these and have them here so I could have both the CSX and UP ones that I wanted. So they're here and we're going to take a look at them now. So a little awkward because this is kind of the orientation I want to have it in, but that is where the label is. So we're going to open these up. As you can see, MSRP $69.98 according to this label. I'll be double checking that. If it's different, I will take a look on the website, and if it's different, I'll put that down below. But these, you unbox them and you have a nice foam kind of packaging here. I don't have a knife up here, so they are taped on the edges. Kind of using my skewer here to skewer these open. Now you want to be careful when opening these. They're plastic, it's tucked in. There's still some finely detailed parts on these. So you just lift them out, use the center part to lift them out. And there you have it. And I'm going to set it down on its side, which I don't recommend, but there's another parts bag here. Included in here is another centerpiece. Speaking of the centerpieces, I've seen on the internet some are broken. People are getting them broken. I don't know if that's handling, because none of mine, I've opened all 6 of these, none of them are broken. So I think it might be more the exception than the rule where you get in a situation like that. But I've mentioned in previous Athearn videos, and I'll mention here today, Athearn parts is really excellent, and they're very responsive. They get you what you need. You get a manual inside. Shows an exploded parts diagram of this and how these operate. Now that spare part's called the drawbar, and there's 2 screws to go into the drawbar, and that's where some people were experiencing some difficulty with, I guess, the screws being screwed in funky or something, you know. All it takes is one factory worker having a bad day, and usually those locomotives or rolling stock pieces are together in sequence all the way through to you sometimes if you order multiple. So it's very possible, like these 6 that I got were done by the same factory worker in the same sequence or something like that. And so, you know, you can just sometimes end up where you have a factory worker with a bad day, and that causes a couple of problems in a batch. But again, Athearn parts very good, and I am not seeing that issue here. So we'll take a look at one of these, and then I'll show you the CSX. UP Building America on the side. It's very nicely done. I really don't like the idea of doing this on a turntable, because that piece is delicate in the center, but you're going to have a little sag there. So you can see the UP shield here on this end. Then you see all these gratings. These are printed. It's not like etched through or anything, but these would be kind of air vent see-through areas on the real thing. Got FRA reflective stripings on the side. Building America next to the UP shield. CMO, which is Chicago, Minneapolis, Omaha, I think, but it's kind of ran in that region, which is what I used to model. And then you've got in the middle here this articulated area, assists it in going around the curves, but you have one unit which is essentially almost like 2 regular auto racks holding a lot more cars. So as you work your way this way, I'm going to start zooming in here so you guys can see the detail. You got Bimax on this end, and right under that end there's the brake chain area, which is nicely done. You got an orange actual brake chain crank, and then the chain itself running down to the trucks. So pretty cool. Looks nice. Athearn McHenry couplers are on there with magnetic glad hands. Door latches there are molded into the detail on the end, and the top is obviously a nice silver. But those are door latches, all molded detail on the side. And then you have separately applied ladders, rungs here, and crew access ladders on the end. So that just kind of shows you an all around of the car. Now on this side, and on one of the cars, on one of the sides, let me get to it here. A little bit of an awkward filming. Oops, I think I had it right the first time. There is a separately applied railing here. I think it's part of the braking mechanism. So you have a little bit of chain detail. Oops, sorry, just right out of view here. And starker, and then this rod, and then more of the brake chain mechanism down here. So that is essentially this car. You have a corrugated bottom and some bottom detail, including an air reservoir for, I think, the brake line charging. And that's on both sides, along with some plumbing there. Corrugated bottom to support all the weight. So that's essentially it for detail. Now, by the time this video airs, these could be pretty much sold out everywhere. You may be constricted to eBay, so just a warning there. But they roll really, really nice and easy, which means you're not adding a lot of weight to your consist because of the free rolling nature of these, and they can be heavy cars. So it's good that they roll like this because that means you can do long consists, realistically length consists of regular auto carriers and these mixed in, or just these, and you're not going to have a problem with drag. So that is good. And just while we have it here, take track power off because I had it on since the last review. We'll take a look at coupler height. Alright, here's a good view of coupler height, sitting a little high on that end. You be the judge of how dramatic that is to you. It seems like everybody has different tastes, so I just show you what's going on out of the box. Make sure that's seated properly on this end. And yeah, you're sitting about a third to a half a coupler high on each ends, just so you're aware, compared to the KD height gauge. Now, do want to ensure that that's everywhere, because there's a little bit of a hump there in the center, but yeah, that's where we're sitting at. Now, from this view, I'll give you a really good side shot of this model, so you can see the detail without the weird wonky 360 we did earlier. So articulated section, and on that end there's that brake chain mechanism. So really nice print and very smooth operation. Maybe a little coupler height adjusted is needed. Other than that, pretty good. Alright, we're going to see what this weighs, and I have to use another one as a platform that I've teared out on the scale so we can see. And it looks like 1 pound, 1.0 ounce. So that is 17 ounces, 480 grams. So 17 ounces. Now we're going to take the length, do some math, and see if these are NMRA compliant. Alright, time to do some math. This is a 19.5 inch car. And we're supposed to get half an ounce per inch. So that's 9.75 ounces, plus there's an ounce that they want to add to that for the NMRA weight. So these cars should weigh 10.75 ounces, and they weigh 17 ounces. So definitely meeting NMRA compliance is going to help with traction to have that extra weight, and it still runs just buttery smooth, so it's no problem to have that extra weight. Just want to make sure I have that right. It's 1 ounce minimum plus half an ounce per inch of car. We're at 19.5 inches. So that's essentially, yeah, that would be correct. So NMRA compliant on the weight. Alright, we took a look at UP. Now we're going to take a look at the CSX here. Just going to roll that by so you can see the detail. The FRA striping is white on this one, so it's a little hard to see, but it is there. And a lot of the same detail on these cars. However, there's a different brake chain mechanism slightly on this one, and they have accurately replicated that. As you can see, there's no long bar on, maybe it's just this side. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm silly, it's just this side. But it shows you the other type of brake chain mechanism on the other end of the car. So, you know, a lot of us modelers are members of different Facebook forums, and sometimes you see problems. I try to treat all reviews as kind of how the military used to do inspections when I was in, and that was if they find something wrong, they kind of dig deeper and deeper and deeper into that topic to see what exactly is going on. So when I saw some issues of different models over the years on Facebook, I try to buy more of that or get different versions of those models just to check. All 6 of these have turned out well. There's no issues with that bar in the center or the screws associated with that. So just giving you a heads up on that. So you can always check, but might have just been a fluke for a couple people there on the forums. That said, that's it for this review of the Athearn Automax. Ready to roll, pretty decently priced, I think, if that price is correct on the top number. I really don't pay attention to MSRP, but I'll pull that up online and make sure that matches, and if it doesn't, I'll put it down in the description. But yeah, overall, very cool. Glide well and good operation. Maybe a little coupler height adjustment, and that's it. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.